San Francisco. San Francisco is a city of contrasts, where breathtaking views of the Golden Gate Bridge meet the charming clatter of historic cable cars and the vibrant energy of neighborhoods like Chinatown, the Mission District, and Haight-Ashbury. It's a place that invites exploration, filled with stories waiting to be told. Yet, beyond its iconic landmarks and lively streets, the city grapples with a profound challenge, a deeply rooted and complex homelessness crisis that paints a different picture of life in this urban hub. In San Francisco, thousands of individuals spend their nights on sidewalks, in cars, or beneath makeshift shelters, painting a stark picture of the city's homelessness crisis. Although homelessness is a widespread issue across many American cities, it is particularly acute in this iconic hub of wealth and opportunity. Skyrocketing housing costs, a severe shortage of affordable homes, and a complex web of economic and social challenges have created an environment where securing stable housing becomes an uphill battle for society's most vulnerable. This travel documentary delves into San Francisco's homelessness crisis, exploring its current state, root causes, governmental responses, personal stories from those affected, comparisons with other major cities, and potential strategies for fostering long-term solutions and meaningful change. The current state of homelessness in San Francisco. Statistical overview. Recent data from the 2022 point-in-time count highlights that San Francisco is home to approximately 7,754 homeless individuals. Of these, more than 4,000 are unsheltered, living in tents, vehicles, or directly on the streets. With a city population of about 875,000, this equates to one of the highest per capita homelessness rates in the United States. Understanding the distinction between sheltered and unsheltered is crucial. Sheltered individuals spend their nights in emergency shelters or transitional housing programs, whereas unsheltered individuals sleep in places not meant for human habitation. How people live. Walking through neighborhoods like the Tenderloin, Soma south of Market, and parts of the Mission, the homelessness crisis is strikingly evident. Tent encampments, individuals sleeping on sidewalks, and improvised cardboard shelters paint a vivid picture of the struggle. This visible reality highlights deeper shortcomings in housing and social services, challenging the notion that homelessness is merely a lifestyle choice or a preference for life outdoors. Residents, business owners, and community organizations grapple with immediate concerns, public health, street cleanliness, and safety, while striving to extend compassion to those who, for the most part, have no viable alternatives to living on the streets. Public perception and community tensions. Public reactions to tent encampments range from compassionate outreach and volunteer efforts to frustration and calls for stricter enforcement. Housing advocates argue that without access to stable and affordable housing, dismantling encampments simply pushes individuals from one location to another without addressing the root causes.
People at work, they can't move their stuff, so you're going to take their stuff and throw it away.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you just did. And you're going to arrest me? You're going to arrest me for not going to some fucking place?
I'm letting you talk, so wait, I'm going to let you finish.
I'm asking you, you're going to arrest me for going to some place for a misdemeanor.
Put it on.
For nothing. Because I'm homeless?
On the other hand, some residents express concerns over sidewalk cleanliness, potential increases in crime, and the impact on local tourism. Have you ever imagined the heartbreak of losing your home in a city where renting a modest one-bedroom apartment can cost upwards of $3,000 a month? This stark reality underscores the precarious circumstances many face. Most individuals experiencing homelessness once had secure living arrangements until unforeseen challenges, such as job loss, family upheavals, or medical crises, shattered their financial footing, leaving them with few options to recover stability. Root causes of homelessness in San Francisco. The high cost of housing. San Francisco is notorious for its sky-high housing costs, with the monthly rent for a typical one-bedroom apartment ranging from $3,000 to $3,500. These prices make living in the city unattainable for those with low or even average incomes. The issue of affordability is exacerbated by the limited availability of low-income and subsidized housing options. Long wait lists, strict income requirements, and a lack of significant new developments make finding an affordable home an uphill battle for many residents. Insufficient stock of affordable units. A key driver of the housing crisis is the insufficient stock of public and non-profit housing. While the city's inclusionary housing program requires new developments to allocate a portion of units at below-market rates, the pace of construction lags far behind the growing demand. This imbalance creates a tight market, fueling fierce competition and pushing rental prices even higher. Economic and social pressures. For individuals teetering on the edge of homelessness, numerous risk factors converge. Unstable employment, characterized by gig work, irregular hours, or jobs tied to volatile economic sectors, often results in unpredictable incomes. Moreover, unforeseen medical emergencies or family crises can rapidly drain savings, leaving people grappling with impossible choices, paying rent, covering healthcare costs, or meeting basic needs. Survivors of domestic violence frequently find themselves with no viable housing alternatives or support networks, making homelessness a tragic outcome when escaping abusive situations. Health issues. Although not every homeless individual battles substance abuse or mental health disorders, a significant portion faces severe health challenges. Chronic illnesses, limited access to health care, and untreated mental health conditions can create a vicious cycle, worsening their situation and making it nearly impossible to escape homelessness. A travel documentary striving to depict the city's realities would inevitably explore how health and housing are deeply intertwined in the lives of those experiencing life on the streets. Government's response and policy measures. Housing First approach. A transformative concept shaping homelessness policies in San Francisco is the Housing First model. This approach prioritizes securing stable, long-term housing as the essential first step to addressing broader needs such as mental health care, addiction recovery, and job training. In contrast to traditional models that required sobriety or participation in treatment programs before offering housing, Housing First advocates for immediate access to shelter as the foundation for recovery. Once individuals are housed, they are better equipped to engage in the supportive services necessary for lasting stability. Navigation centers and emergency shelters. San Francisco operates several navigation centers, which offer a more flexible alternative to conventional shelters. These centers accommodate pets, partners, and personal belongings, removing common barriers that discourage individuals from seeking refuge. Navigation centers also provide comprehensive services such as case management, legal aid, and job placement assistance, fostering smoother transitions to permanent housing. While traditional emergency shelters remain available, they are often criticized for being overcrowded, rigid, and lacking privacy, issues that make them less appealing to many unhoused individuals. Project Roomkey and Project Homekey. Launched at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, Project Roomkey aimed to safeguard high-risk homeless individuals by utilizing state and local funds to rent hotel and motel rooms, thereby reducing the spread of the virus. Building upon this foundation, Project Homekey takes the concept further by acquiring these properties and converting them into transitional or permanent housing. This approach accelerates the availability of housing without the lengthy delays of new construction, although it demands substantial investment and long-term operational oversight. Proposition C 2018. In 2018, voters approved Proposition C, marking a transformative step in local policy. This measure imposes additional taxes on businesses with gross revenues exceeding $50 million, generating hundreds of millions of dollars annually. These funds are earmarked for critical services such as housing, shelters, mental health programs, and other support systems for the homeless. However, a key challenge lies in ensuring these funds are efficiently and effectively directed toward tangible housing solutions, avoiding the pitfalls of bureaucratic delays. One-third mark call to action.
I was just trying to thank you for...
Before diving deeper into San Francisco's homelessness crisis, we invite you to support our channel. If you find our travel documentary-style content insightful and engaging, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to Travel Documentary on YouTube. Your support enables us to shine a light on pressing social issues such as homelessness, while celebrating the cultural and scenic richness of iconic destinations. Together we can foster meaningful conversations about how travel intersects with local challenges.
These people's hearts are, and you guys inform as much.
Very nice blanket. Yeah, and I just got a friend.
The perspective of homeless individuals. Diverse backgrounds and stories. Challenging common stereotypes. Individuals experiencing homelessness in San Francisco come from a wide array of backgrounds. Some once held steady jobs, only to face financial instability after an unexpected job loss. Others escape unhealthy or abusive environments at home. Many contend with mental health challenges or disabilities that make maintaining employment difficult. There are also those who, despite working full-time in low-wage jobs, cannot keep up with the city's sky-high housing costs. Have you ever paused to consider how someone can work tirelessly yet still lack the means to pay rent, eventually finding themselves in a shelter or on the streets? This reality is more common than most imagine, underscoring how easily the line between stability and vulnerability can blur in a city as costly as San Francisco. Barriers to assistance. Even well-intentioned programs can have policies, such as curfews or restrictions on personal belongings, that inadvertently deter individuals from seeking help. For instance, a homeless individual with a pet that provides vital emotional support might avoid shelters that prohibit animals. Others may steer clear of shelters due to fears of theft, safety concerns, or potential exposure to illnesses. In such cases, the Navigation Center model has been lauded as a more effective alternative, offering reduced entry barriers and fostering a welcoming community atmosphere rather than a rigid institutional environment. Human dignity and daily challenges. Beyond mere survival, the emotional toll of homelessness is profound, with individuals often expressing the pain of living without privacy, security, or even a stable mailing address. Basic tasks that most people take for granted, like showering, washing clothes, or charging a phone, become daily battles. Lack of accessible transportation further isolates them, cutting off opportunities for employment or essential health care. These struggles underscore the urgent need for holistic support systems that treat those experiencing homelessness as individuals with dignity and complex needs, not as mere statistics in a bureaucratic database. Comparisons with other major cities. New York. New York City, home to the largest homeless population in the United States, stands in stark contrast to San Francisco. Thanks to its right to shelter mandate, most homeless individuals in NYC find refuge in some form of shelter, which significantly curtails visible street homelessness. However, this legal obligation places considerable financial strain on the city's budget, as it must consistently provide sufficient shelter space. a travel documentary juxtaposing New York and San Francisco would reveal contrasting policy approaches, societal perspectives, and the profound influence of real estate markets in shaping the visible face of homelessness. Los Angeles. Los Angeles County's homeless population is estimated to exceed 60,000, with significant concentrations in areas like Skid Row. Similar to San Francisco, LA faces an acute shortage of affordable housing, leading to a high proportion of unsheltered individuals. The two cities diverge, however, in terms of geography and governance. Los Angeles, with its sprawling expanse, presents unique challenges for outreach efforts and coordination of services, further complicating an already dire situation. Seattle. Seattle, like San Francisco, struggles with skyrocketing housing costs and a growing number of encampments. Harsh weather, including rainy and chilly winters, adds another layer of hardship for the homeless, much as fog and cold snaps affect San Francisco's population. Both cities are hubs for thriving tech industries that drive economic growth but also exacerbate living expenses and deepen income inequality. Common threads. In all these cities, New York, Los Angeles, Seattle, and San Francisco, high living costs and insufficient affordable housing are the primary drivers of homelessness. Each has attempted different policy solutions, but the overall trends point to the urgent need for systemic changes at local, state, and federal levels. What role do you think the broader national housing market and economic policies play in influencing local homelessness rates? The commonality of housing crises in these leading U.S. cities suggests that local efforts, while crucial, often lack sufficient backing from federal initiatives aimed at creating large-scale affordable housing and social safety nets. Long-term solutions and conclusion. Improving housing supply and affordability. The most effective way to address homelessness is by increasing access to affordable housing. This includes enhancing inclusionary housing policies to ensure new developments allocate a greater proportion of below-market rate units, streamlining the permitting process to eliminate unnecessary delays, and boosting federal and state investment in housing vouchers, public housing projects, and supportive housing initiatives. Transforming underutilized buildings, such as vacant hotels, outdated office spaces, or unused commercial properties, can also provide transitional or permanent housing options. San Francisco's involvement in Project Homekey marks significant progress in this area, but to match the rising number of homelessness cases each year, these efforts must be scaled up substantially. Holistic support services. Stable housing alone is not always enough to prevent individuals from falling back into homelessness without access to robust support systems. The Housing First model yields the best results when paired with holistic services, such as mental health counseling to address conditions like anxiety, depression, or more severe psychiatric challenges, vocational training, or job placement programs to build financial independence, and legal assistance to navigate eviction disputes, criminal records, or family custody issues. Successfully delivering these multifaceted services requires coordinated efforts among city agencies, nonprofits, and community organizations. Proposition C funding provides an opportunity to strengthen these programs, but its success hinges on meticulous oversight and effective resource allocation to prevent inefficiency or bureaucratic gridlock. Community and business engagement. Large technology corporations and affluent businesses, often seen as contributors to rising housing costs, also hold significant potential to be part of the solution. Some have risen to the occasion through philanthropic donations or workforce development programs. Yet critics argue that these efforts fall short of addressing the profound social disruptions caused by rapid economic expansion. While real estate developers and business alliances may resist stringent regulations, finding common ground is critical for the city to reduce homelessness and sustain a stable workforce amidst skyrocketing living costs. Lessons for ethical travel. For those seeking a travel documentary experience that is both genuine and socially responsible, San Francisco's homelessness crisis offers a raw perspective on the challenges faced by urban America. Renowned for its progressive ethos and innovation, the city serves as a testing ground for balancing empathy, public resources, and economic development. By engaging with local nonprofits, volunteering at shelters, or simply deepening their understanding of the issues, visitors can transform a standard trip into a meaningful journey that delves beyond tourist landmarks and fleeting snapshots. Final thoughts. San Francisco's homelessness crisis underscores a deeply rooted issue shaped by economic, social, and policy decisions spanning decades. However, it's also a place where groundbreaking initiatives, significant budget allocations, and dedicated community groups strive for change. The convergence of real estate pressures, limited affordable units, and myriad personal crises ensures that no single quick fix can solve homelessness. Instead, success demands sustained, multi-layered efforts, addressing both the immediate needs of those on the streets and the systemic inequities that push them there. From Housing First programs to Proposition C funding, each measure represents a piece of the puzzle. The ultimate goal is to build a future in which San Francisco's iconic skyline, and indeed its entire social fabric, reflects not only economic dynamism but also a commitment to human dignity and the right to shelter. Additional reflections. We live in an age where travelers crave deeper, more immersive experiences, driven by a genuine curiosity about the societal realities that define the destinations they visit. Whether you're a backpacker passing through or a local uncovering hidden aspects of your own city, encountering tent encampments or sharing a conversation with someone on the street can be a striking moment of awareness. An impactful travel documentary doesn't shy away from these encounters but weaves them seamlessly into the broader story of a place, acknowledging that culture is not only found in museums, restaurants, or natural wonders, it's also reflected in how a community supports its most vulnerable members. San Francisco's homelessness crisis stands as a reminder that, despite the city's allure and affluence, significant policy challenges persist. Policymakers have much to learn from each other's triumphs and missteps in tackling this issue. Encouragingly, public-private collaborations are growing. City leaders are working to allocate Proposition C funds more effectively, and nonprofits are forming alliances to expand innovative initiatives. Programs like Project Homekey are gradually repurposing vacant properties into safe havens for those without secure housing. Still, the path to sustainable change is a long one, requiring continuous reassessment and determination. Countless families, single adults, and even employed individuals remain precariously close to homelessness, just one rent increase or job loss away from life on the streets. As the city progresses, it must find a balance between immediate relief efforts, like navigation centers that provide warmth, shelter, and storage, and broader systemic changes to prevent homelessness at its roots. The real challenge lies in whether San Francisco's political leaders, business sectors, and civic groups can sustain the focus and urgency this issue demands. With the city's vast resources and legacy of progressive ideals, there is hope that meaningful progress is not only achievable but already taking shape. Ultimately, if you find yourself in San Francisco, consider stepping beyond the usual tourist loops. A deeper engagement, be it volunteering at a soup kitchen, visiting an art exhibit featuring work by homeless artists, or simply learning about local policies, can offer insights that resonate far beyond typical sightseeing. These experiences, often captured in the best travel documentary work, enrich your understanding of a city whose contradictions are as compelling as its hills and shoreline vistas. And perhaps, by shedding preconceived notions, you might leave with not just photos of the Golden Gate, but a renewed perspective on the challenges and solutions that define urban life in America. Thank you for joining us on this insightful journey into the realities of homelessness in San Francisco. Through this feature on our YouTube channel, hhtraveldocumentary, we aim to uncover the layers beneath the city's iconic tourist attractions. Beyond the glossy images in travel brochures lies a deeper story, one of challenges, resilience, and transformation. From inspiring local champions providing job training to recent policy breakthroughs expanding housing opportunities, the story of homelessness here is far from stagnant or devoid of hope. Progress, while gradual, is steadily taking shape. By engaging in these conversations, supporting initiatives, and exploring these realities, whether as curious travelers, compassionate locals, or informed global citizens, we can all play a role in shaping a more inclusive vision of San Francisco. Let's look beyond the surface and embrace the city's complexities and triumphs together.